Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? This is just a public service announcement from behind the shade. Millimeters, T-Squatters, Destiny Diamonds, Stormishas, Nail Lights, Trisha Tots, Marceau Meters, Martellometers, Kimmy Corners. Who else on this show? Who else? Courtney's kids, whatever, the Courtney crew, whoever. Public service announcement. You don't know these people on your TV that are on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They are reality stars, okay? You don't know them. Leave the castmates alone. You can be a fan, you can love, you can like people, you can dislike them, you can hate them, but to attack them, call Target to ruin their business, come up to their warehouses, doing stuff, sitting, just stop it. Like, what is happening? Check yourself. You're doing too much behind people that don't know you and wouldn't have your back like this. This is enough. And we as adults, because some of you guys are grandmothers, mothers, great grandmothers, like, calm down, shut up, and stop. Like, seriously. It's almost not enjoyable. Why is this show so toxic behind a woman and a man that had to get divorced because he was a hoe? It's nothing new. You may have shared the same story as these people. You resonate with them. They speak in your language. They talking that talk. Keep it there. Keep it there. Keep your little thumbs and your fingers. Keep it there, okay? Stop. Just stop. Whew. Okay. Now let's go. Hey, besties. Welcome back to Behind the Shade. And welcome to Behind the Shade if this is your first time. Let's throw some shade about this Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey. It is season 9, episode 2, Trouple in Paradise. Do we like the title of this episode? It's cool. It's cool. And besties, how would you rate this week's episode? Today's Tuesday. The episode came on Saturday. I watched it on Sunday, but I had a fun-filled weekend and a busy Monday. So I'm getting to you now. So let me try to remember. I may rate it during while I'm talking because I can't really do it now. So let's get into it. Because we got stuff to unpack. So check this out. Did y'all hear? Word on the street is Stormy quit the show back in April. She quit. She had to put her business first, and I don't blame her. I was talking to someone yesterday about the show, and I was telling them that I think that Stormy came on Love and Marriage Huntsville to take Melody's place. I think they thought Melody was going to leave the show, go on about her business, and I thought that Stormy came in to replace her. And she was like, I don't think so. And, I think she likes Stormy. And you know me, I'm a shade tree. I don't have to love you, or hate you. Whatever you put on my TV is what I'm going to talk about. Everybody can get it, okay? I can like you and not like you next week. And I can like you again, and then I could not like you next week. Doesn't matter. My opinion, my thoughts, and it stays right here on this channel. Ain't nobody trying to DM nobody. Okay? They did not invite me to come shake their table. So she quit the show, and I don't blame her. You talking about you joined a reality show. I bet you she didn't think she would be going to jail and fighting court cases and lawsuits with these millimeters or not millimeters. I'm just going to say fans, with these fans to the show. Maybe just call you a viewer because they're going to deny that they're a fan. Okay, the viewers of the show, because you watched the TV, you can't deny that you watch it. So yeah, it's just a lot, and it's like she's just trying to sell her body butter glaze, some hair care products, and that's it. And frankly, I'm gonna miss Courtney. Oh my God, he is such a man. He is such a man's man. Like he don't rock with them dudes. He be looking at him like, okay, that's what y'all on. He's such a man. So let's get into it. So the episode is a to be continued, right? So remember they're at the table and Stormy is trying to make Mel stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Do you state where you stand? State where you stand. Melody says she don't have to state. Beep. She said because people attacked her also. She don't go running around to them. She just blocks people. Use that block finger. The block is hot. The block is hot, honey. Or what you say? Oh, you talking about my mama and my kids and what I had on last week and you disrespected me? Block. I can't wait to block. Well, anyway, we're going to stick to this. So Stormy told the table that in regards to her the viewer, well, I'm gonna just say because that's what they said, it's the millimeters. She had to go to jail behind a millimeter. The lady came to her warehouse with one of her friends. She was trying to get in and they were recording Stormy and all that. And so Stormy said her phone went online of her cussing and crying. And I didn't quite understand. What do you mean your phone went online? Like, did it just decide on its own to record you and put you on blast? Like, what do you mean? I know these phones are smart, but they ain't that smart. So the millimeter took the recording to a judge, child, and got a warrant for her arrest. Now, stop. Pause for 2 seconds. It's just like, it seems like Huntsville is just, they take anything. You can go up to the courthouse and, oh, somebody stole my park at the grocery store. Oh, you want to file and get them arrested, get a warrant and go to court and file a lawsuit? It just seems like it's so easy. All you got to do is have proof on your phone. And it seems like it's so easy to just draw a lawsuit on somebody. Is it me or is it Huntsville? So then Stormy was like, and guess what my warrant was for? Harassing communication. Also, now we're throwing out trigger words, right? Because that's what Martell went to jail behind with Melody. So not only are you coming for me about my fan base, right, that you say is attacking you, of course, there's proof, but now you're going to throw up harassing communications all up in my face. So Stormy asks Mel again, do you agree with your fans doing things like that to harm our businesses? Because it's going further than just being on this show, right? And so Melody is just looking at her. And you deserve that, Stormy, because you trying to prove a point and you throwing jabs at the same time. I get it. You're telling us what you're telling us, the proof, the truth, the facts. But you knew what you were doing when you do that. And it was for harassing communications. No one asked you what did you go, what your warrant was for. You felt like you just had to throw that in Mel's face. So you got what you got. And that was nothing. So now here come her friend, Shanita. She butts in. And Stormy is like, no, Mel. No, like, you don't have nothing to say. And so Shanita's trying to say something, but Stormy ain't here for that. And so she was like, you ain't got nothing to say? And she was like, no. And so Stormy was like, well, say less. And Melody said, oh, it's been less. I said, 1 for Melody and 0 for Stormy. I like that one. Oh, it's been less. Yeah. Uh-huh. So then Kimmy, she tries to be a sounding board for the group. It doesn't land. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that mess. Be quiet. Moving on. So Mel in her confessional says these women are delusional and they live in a blame melody world. Okay, sum it up, sis. So Melody says, call the police if somebody is coming up to your warehouse trying to get in and being irate and coming at you and talking crazy to you. She's like, you a multi-billion-dollar company. Like you a millionaire or whatever, billionaire, whatever you trying to do. She was like, I wouldn't be letting nobody that I don't know get me out of character. If I'm call the police. That's what you're supposed to do. So, honey, Tisha asked Trisha about Martell and this DM mess at the table. I was like, Tisha. But she said she was gonna put it. She said coming to this trip, we gonna talk about everything. She did say that. Because she trying to get Trisha activated because you're not gonna sit at this table and get you a check and you ain't said nothing because we know Trisha ain't said nothing since she been in St. Thomas. She has said nothing, but I like my bedroom. I like my room. So apparently, allegedly, Martell DM'd Trisha to work out. She said, okay, let's meet. She said they met at his house to work out. And I noticed that no one ever asked, like, where did he live? What house? Like, that's never come up because I'm sure y'all, just like me, I want to know, like, what house are y'all talking about? Because I'm, after thinking about all of this, after this episode, I kind of was like, I bet you, is it too soon to talk about what I think? Let's move on. But child, this is just anyway. I think I'm gonna say it. Okay, and I might repeat it. You know me. So anyway, I think when it comes to the end, I'm thinking did because everything is so no, we didn't. Everything is so secretive and all this. I don't believe them. I believe they both are lying. I believe something happened between the both of them. Why not? What was the point of you DMing her? You did not want to work out with her. You didn't need to, Martell, because you were fine. You looked great. Stop it. And I almost want to think that he brought Trisha over to the family house. I'm serious. Like, because when you think about the places he was living, I don't think he had no workout equipment. Like, what was she coming over to train with? Was she bringing a jump rope and a yoga mat with her? Probably, but this man, he is on weights. Martell is on weights. Like, so I'm thinking there must have been a gym in the garage or something. Like, I think Trisha came to Melody's house. So and then you notice as Trish is talking about Martell, did y'all notice that she was cheesing from ear to ear? She don't never smile when she's talking about Ken, but once you talk about Martell, notice her energy. Yes, something happened. You cannot convince me that it didn't, because if it didn't, it wouldn't have got this far. It wouldn't have grew legs and walked away. This thing has grown legs, arms, a butt, a forehead. It didn't grew a weave, and it is going on about its business. It's like, yeah, okay. So Stormy tells her when her and Destiny, was at the gym with Trisha, and she said, you denied working out with him. Remember that? You was like, no. And so she gonna say, well, yeah, I left that out for a reason. And they like, Sonny was like, so you lied? To protect, like, for what? Because it could have seemed like something. And she's like, pretty much. And it's like, I wish Stormy wouldn't even ask, just said, so you lied, and then stopped. And then that would have gave her more, room to drown. Like, all you asked the whole question with the reason, and then all she had to do was say yes or no. And she took the out, So she's like, pretty much. So Nell is like, WTF. And she's like, no, it wasn't like that. So they're like, so she's denying sleeping with him in this moment? Lies, lies, Trisha, lies. But she said she did go to his house and train with him. Uh-huh. This lie, child. Nell says, well, Mel, you know I shoot straight. We all know Martell is fine as F. Child. Tisha and Stormy was like, they don't think so, honey. They was like, what? And Destiny is over there laughing like, he what? And Mel is stone faced. She just sitting there like, I'm waiting on the next topic or I'm ready to go. She has no more to give. She is not fooling with these women, okay? She is done, done. That face she was making said done, done, okay? And so they're like, why was you at his house? You know, they're trying to get into it. Oh, I train people at their house. Uh-huh. So Stormy goes back to her the no that she gave them at the gym, but you kept saying no. And so she said, you know, yeah, I was she said she was mad. And so she said, I was a little ticked off by the way, it came back to me, And so it flashed back of her saying she never went over to his house. She denied everything. And so she's just like I just said, she said she did not like the way the story was brought to her. Yeah, okay, and uh-huh. Uh-huh. So Destiny made she asked a very good question. She said, well, why would he be talking about something that never happened? Why would this even grow legs if nothing happened? Huh? And so she's like, well, she said he did not flirt. We didn't do nothing. Here we go. It was about his training, and that was that. And then she said, he wasn't with Mel, and he was really polite. And it's like now you tacking on all these facts that just ain't facted. Like Trisha, be quiet. Like just shut up. Girl, ain't none of this making sense. The story changed every time you talk about it. The story changes every time you talk about it, honey. And one thing I know about the truth, you ain't got to tell it but one time and one time only, honey. So Melody says it is what it is, and she has no feelings about nothing about what none of y'all talking about right now. Huh. She was like, we got another day and a half on this trip. Let's enjoy, have some fun. We in paradise. I ain't got it to do. Y'all stressing me out. Can we just relax and chill and take some cute pictures, honey? So Trisha and Stormy, okay, so I guess they left. So the next morning, right? Next morning, Trisha and Stormy, they say goodbye to Destiny, Tisha, and Kimmy. They're like, we leaving, we gotta go. They had obligations back home with the kids, both of them. But honey, when I tell you, they was juiced to leave. They was super excited. They was real excited. They was so excited that they didn't even say goodbye to nobody else. Okay, they was ready to go. So then after they leave, Melody comes and meets Kimmy and Tisha at the pool. And they tell her she did a good job planning the trip. And she was like, yeah, do it the Melody Cherie way. The Melody Cherie. Sorry, Mel. Somebody already said that a couple of episodes ago, but not Cherie. And so, one thing about seeing Mel with Kimmy and Tisha, these are the original OGs of the show. And it felt good to see them just talking, just being nice and just talking and not talking at each other and got problems and talking about other people. It was just a good moment to see that. So some of the hard conversations Kimmy said had got a little resolved, and Destiny coming wasn't such a bad thing. And so Melody was like, yeah, I just thought it was kind of weird that she wanted to come and then she wanted to sit next to me at dinner. And, she was real adamant about sitting with me and all this. And so they tell Mel, oh, yeah, we could tell that you felt some kind of way about it because you shut down. Like you just stopped talking when you was at the table. And so they were like, I could tell things were tough for you. And so Mel said, well, no, I shut down on Stormy because she didn't want to say nothing because she got some things she wanted to say. And she wasn't going to say nothing. She was not going to give Stormy what she was asking for. She said her delusional self was everything. She said her Delulu was everything that she needed it to do for her. So that's just like, I see you, boo. Yes, we good. Because you know, Melody is cutting folks off left and right. And you got to do that sometimes you're going through stuff. You know, you're going through this. Just think, just place yourself in Melody's shoes. You know, she's went through a public divorce. This man played in her face. I mean, I remember the episode when they were in the car driving and Coleslaw called his phone and she answered it. And it was just the last straw for her. Like, we done been through this. You've been messing with this girl for years. I didn't let you play with her. Try, you know, found out, confronted you about it. You said you're gonna stop. You supposed we stopped. We got back together or whatever. Then had another baby, and you got this girl pregnant too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so embarrassing. So when you go through life's changes like that, you got to cut some stuff off. It just makes you more resilient. You got to be more black and white about things, and it's just on and off. You just cutting people off because you don't need that extra. You done been through stuff, so you just don't need it. You ain't got it to do no more. Okay, thanks for listening. So Kimmy tells her that Stormy and Trisha left. And Mel is like, they didn't even say goodbye to her. She said, and I invited Trisha. So Tisha brings up Martell and how uncomfortable it seemed for her. So Mel says, girl, everybody knows he's a HOE. So Kimmy says it was brought to them as if he flirted with her. But at the same time, you know, I said not to bring it up at the table, Tisha. Don't bring this subject matter up because they didn't know the timeline of when all this happened. And as you know, and then she turns and looked at Tisha like, I told you not to bring it up. And then you gonna bring it up. See, Kimmy wanted this to be in a smaller group so that Trisha didn't feel blindsided. So Mel feels like Trisha lied because she lied about everything. And she does. Even Kimmy was like, she do and does. And does. Is that something that's gonna be a new word? And did. So they decide Trisha is cool, but she throwing rocks in the glass house. Like, you can't talk about nobody else's mess, honey. You got a mess at your house. Okay. So all the ladies get ready to head out for the day and they get on a catamaran. They're going to have fun. And I like the clips of the fun. They're dancing, drinking, and just taking selfies and just smiling. And all the ladies look gorgeous. They got on beautiful bathing suits, cover ups. They're just doing their thing. They got their hair going, their faces glowing in the sunshine. They got their sunglasses on. I mean, they're looking good and having fun. And that's what this was all about. You know, more of that, y'all, more of that. And so Kimmy was saying how now the trip is turning more zen and relaxing now. And so Melody brings up that Trisha and Stormy left abruptly and very rude. And she was like, you know, even a 2-year-old should have been taught how to have some common courtesy by now. You know, when you leave, you tell people thank you and goodbye. And so Melly says, if you mad because I ain't fooling with you, because I ain't fooling with Stormy, you know, well, you will never fool with me again, baby. The Scorpio stinger is out. And you will never, I will never fool with you. And that's on forever. Okay. So then Chanita says, well, you know, when you telling the truth, you're calm. You know, y'all kept asking for clarity for somebody who ain't clear. Baby, that is a word. Too long for a title, but you know I would love to plug it in, but it's way too long for a title. I gotta repeat that because that was the word right there. She said, y'all kept asking for clarity from somebody who ain't clear. honey, Trisha don't even know. Because Trisha is a HOE too, in my opinion. Because why you hiding and looking guilty? And when Ken was talking to her that one episode at the house, and he trying to get clarity about Martell, because he like, if I'm gonna be in this group and hang out with this dude, you need to tell me the truth. Don't have me out here looking dumb. And she's sitting there, child. Just say, just I understand it, Trisha. I'm talking to you. I understand it. You've been with one man for a very long time, fresh out of high school. You married your first love, had 2 kids. Y'all broke up, so you didn't got out there and you got a little loose in the goose. It's normal. It's normal. You got goosey loosey, and you liked it, and now I don't know if you back cool or you still being a little loosey and the goosey, but it don't matter. But that was that. That was then. That's what you was doing. Whenever it was, that's what you was on. So Shanita gonna say it. I agree with her, honey. She said, "Oh, she gave Martell that hot pocket. She gave Martell that hot pocket." Can that be a title? That's too many words. But honey, she's and then Melody said allegedly. Woo! They had me. They had me right there. Oh, here go Destiny. Oh, Trish. And someone said it's a hard. I think this is Tisha said this. It's a hard first season for her. And that's all true. All of it is true. So, and I think right then, all them know that girl is lying, that they did do it. And I think they did it at Martell and Melody's house. Where has Martell had a gym or any kind of equipment or weights at his house? Oh, let me guess. When he left Melody, he had like a little weight set in his living room. You know how men have a weight set in their living room or their dining room? Child. Whew. Okay. So Melody tells the ladies that she has another surprise for them. And don't nobody want it. They like, we are tired. We are exhausted. We are worn out. Can we just enjoy this boat ride and this sun, please? We don't want no surprises. So then Mama Nell, she asked Destiny, have you been talking to Lucky? And everybody looking like, Lucky? That's my son, Lance. And I think Lance is the older one, the light-skinned guy. And so Destiny's like, I'm sorry, what? So I noticed Destiny never answered her. She was just mocking what Nell said when she first found out that they was getting friendly. So they got some kind of chemistry going. And so Nell gonna say, they act like Melody and the Island Boy. And so Destiny is just mocking Nell. She said, you know what happened the first time you heard about it? You was like, oh heck no. And so Nell was like, yeah, they do have chemistry, and I don't like it. This is Destiny is telling us what Nell was saying. They do have chemistry, and I don't like it. And they was like, well, what if she becomes your daughter-in-law? And she was like, oh heck. So in Nell's confessional, she said that Lance is not ready, honey. He is newly divorced and he just having fun, and hopefully he could just have his fun with Destiny. But baby, the streets was talking, honey. They said Lance had went to jail and he back with his baby mama. I had to get some water on that. Besties, are you drinking your water? Don't forget, drink your water. So then Nell turns around and asks Sonny, do you have kids? I said, golly, I mean, come on, bruh. Can we have 10 minutes of just some zen moments? The whole episode got to be drama. Now, Nell, you was on that bus ride, the van, from the airport to the mansion. They talked about IVF, Sonny's IVF journey. her being married. Trisha and Tisha was talking about how you be all how you are, you be ready to get away from your kids when you have more than one, and da 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 da. And Stormy was talking about she gonna do IVF next too because she can't carry either. And I know you were drinking, Nell. I know you was maybe drunk. I know you were drunk, but I don't think you took a nap. So maybe you forgot. Maybe, or the producers told you to say it, but you was on that van. You don't remember. But this is reality. We got to keep it moving, right? Right. So, Sonny. So Sonny says, not yet. We're going through IVF right now. And so Melody had asked her, because it hurts, right? And she was like, yeah, and I had to do it twice. And so, so in Tisha's confessional, hey, Tisha, with the 2000 swoop bangs with the flip. Ha! It's cute, girl. You giving 1999, 2000, 2001, honey. Swoosh bang with the flip, boo. I see you. And Tisha is like, why would she ask that? All in front of Destiny, and Destiny, her friend. Because it's a reality show. Tisha, why did you ask Trisha about the DMs in front of Melody? So who are you to be talking about somebody? You are very wrong. Girl, you really? Oh, now you want to be demure. You're not demure, Espo. So, Espo. So Sunny in her confessional says, she didn't want to rub this in Destiny's face, but then she didn't want to take away from her moment. So she's like, honey, I clocked in. I'm here for my check because I'm trying to be here next season. So I'm not going to just be trying to be quiet. I know I'm a producer. I know how this works. Okay. Hey, Sunny. So Destiny in her confession was like, I'm doing my best, hearing about a woman who betrayed me, Sonny. She had no problem saying Sonny's name. Talking about having kids with my ex, when me and him talked about having kids, she said it don't feel good. So Mel says that this is their first girls trip and it has been freeing for her. And so now she wants all the ladies to give the one word that describes the trip. So she wants to call on Tisha. Tisha, Tisha, one word, hon. One word, Tisha. Just one word. You always got something to say, but you can't say one word. How about Espo? So she didn't want to start. Neither did Lauren. Lauren said, start on the other side. Lauren, are you still there, girl? So Nell was like, I got my word. Exhausting. I said, I know that's right, baby. So Chanita said, grateful. Good, bad, indifferent. Just grateful. Sunny said she got clarity. Clarity was her word. And Kimmy said revealing. Things had revealed. Things were revealed. Destiny said a lot. A lot. Is that one word or two? And then Lauren said the same thing. She was like, yeah, it was a lot. So Destiny laughed at her. And Lauren was like, why are you laughing at me? She said, because you taking my word. She said, yeah, because it was a lot. And here we go. Tisha says growthful and maturity. Now, first of all, you're supposed to use one word. So you don't even follow instructions. You cannot follow instructions. The instructions were to pick one word that best described the trip. You come out with growthful. And we didn't even know it was a word. And luckily we found out it is a word because Melody confirmed it. They got and production put two definitions on the screen. And Melody just thought it was she had a good old kinky in her confessionals talking about, I don't even know where Tisha didn't even know that was a word, but thank God it is a word. But where did she learn it from? Because she didn't get learning from her mama. I said, not Mel throwing shade at Wanda. Who even thought, we didn't even mention Wanda. Oh, but Melody. Mel was like, uh-huh. So that was funny. She said she didn't even know it was a word. So she wants them to write the word that they picked in the scroll that they had for the invitation on the trip, put it back in a bottle and throw it into the ocean. So, honey, back in Huntsville, hey fellas, hey y'all. All the men meet up to play archery. And that's like with the bow and arrow. So Martell grabs Chris, Fletcher, and Moses pulls him to the side because he want to talk about this house. And so they like, what you think? Did you want to buy my house? I built this house for you. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all trying to come out here and I'm trying to make my money. I got these kids, so what's up, Moses? What you doing? What you do? Want to go on contract? You want to sign a day? You want to go look at it again? What we doing? What we doing? You busy after this? Because I know you're not, because your girl is over there in St. Thomas over there getting jumped by everybody else. So Martell is so two-faced. He is so two-faced. But of course he is. He's a liar and a cheater. So he says he's hesitant to sell to Moses because of destiny. But then he going to say, but I'm also a builder and I'm here to make profits. Well, which one is it? Are you going to be loyal to your friend or are you here to make money? You don't care. Goodness. So Moses was like, we're not ready yet. We gotta, we gotta finish some things on the other side. He over there running game like he did on Destiny. We gotta, what I'm saying, like, we were looking at another house. Oh, you did? Yeah, we said we was gonna buy yours, it'll be an investment. We need a house for us right now. We need a bigger house. Like, your bedrooms is too small. So that would definitely be for some investment. And so Martella's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And so Chris is like, yeah, okay. So Martella's like, well, I'm a builder. If you could pick any area you like, just let me know and I'll build that thing for you. You saw I could build a small house. I can also build a big house too. Okay, Martell, did you get your license yet? I guess you did. Okay. And the house wasn't bad. It was small, but it wasn't bad. But they can't grow with that house because she wants to have kids. So then Messy Martell brings up Destiny. He's like, y'all still in love? I like Destiny came over to my house, he was talking, y'all still in love? And Moses like, who, me? Destiny, she still love me, man. It's still love, but my wife ain't going for that. And so they like, well, you not saying that you don't love her too. You saying she love you, but you ain't saying that you don't love her. He was like, oh, I got love for her, I got, we've been knowing each other for like 15, 16 years, And so Martell's like, well, shoot, that long, that's a friendship that should never be broken. And so, okay, Martell. And so Moses was like, well, it was my bad, my end. I'm gonna take accountability. I didn't let her know what was going on, and I'm guilty of that. But our relationship fizzled out. We hadn't seen each other, we hadn't seen each other. Martell's like, so what? Like in 2 weeks, 3 days, 4 hours? Like, what you talking about? Moses is like, 8, 9 months. And so Martell gonna say, oh, well, I hope everything works out for the three of y'all. What, Martell? He's so he just he like, yeah, y'all ain't done. He talking because we don't know who gonna be the side chick. We don't know who the side chick gonna be. You don't say stuff like that. So Moses like, my wife ain't going for that. My wife is my wife. So who would be the side chick, Martell. So then Chris asked, ain't that called a triple, a trouple, a thruple? And for you that don't know, it's called thruple. And what it is it's the word three and couple put together. You got the man, the woman, and the side piece. It's 3 people. That's 3. Couple, thruple. Whew. Man, so Martell says he ain't gonna laugh at that. So Martell in his confessional, he says, I value friendship. I won't sell the house to them if Destiny don't, ain't fooling with them. And so I'm like, she did tell you not to sell that house. And then you got to talking, and then she said, she asked for her cut if you do sell it to them. She want her percentage. So they go over there, they walk back over to the group. And so Martell brings up the trip. He said, yeah, y'all ladies is out there with a hung, And then they like, yeah, it's pure chaos out there. They fighting over the dorm room. And then Ken is like, oh, Trisha like her room, but they got a lot going on. So Maurice tells Moses that he got a lot going on because both of his girls are out there. And they all like, yeah. So Moses keeps saying, yeah, they know what's up. What? Do you know what's up, sir? And do y'all know where Moses is right now as we speak? Do you guys know? I think the word on the curb is, I think Sonny is pregnant and Moses is in jail. Guess why? No, not harassing communications. Sorry, Mel. No, he's in jail for violating his probation for leaving Missouri to be in Alabama. You got to ask permission to travel. You can't be on parole and be moving around the country like you free. You're not really free on parole, okay? You got some freedoms, but you ain't free, okay? And you would think that they would, anyway, I don't want to get into that on why they would be on this show knowing darn well that he don't have, maybe he got some permissions and maybe it expired and he didn't think to, I don't know, but that's where he at. Clink, clink, he in the clinker. So Maurice said, how did that happen? And so they said, Mel invited Sonny, and then they didn't know that Destiny was coming because she wasn't originally invited. And so, it was like, oh, they didn't know each other was coming. No, they didn't know. So Moses was talking, so he mixing up Sonny's name and Destiny's name, right? He tried to say Sonny, but he said Destiny. So Chris told him, oh, try not to get them names mixed up. He was like, oh, I got it. I'm like, boy, you talk about, see, this is why you should not move when you're not ready. You should finish stuff before you start something new. You just mixing up stuff, talking, backbiting. You ain't all the way 100% there. You done married this woman knowing you ain't even finished with Destiny. You think you are, and I understand. It's okay to want to not date her no more. But you got to tell her. You have to tell them. Just like how they want Mel to say something to her millimeters. And I agree. She should. You see, I started this video telling you, them to stop. Because you should. And you sit here talking about, well, y'all people, well, man, Melody, your fan base is larger. Okay? It's larger than Stormy's and Tisha's, I'm sure. Okay. So Moses was like, a lot of people came from my wife, she just had to speak up, because, people point, people like, your wife, he talking to Ken about Trisha, people spoke up. They had a lot to say. So Ken said, oh, I don't know, Sonny, I don't know her. And so Marcel gonna say, well, she trained Destiny and Tisha, and shoot, did she train you too, Martell? I said, here we go. Here go Martell. Nah, she ain't trained me. We was both in the weight room. Ain't no woman training me. So there you go, right there. So there you go. They got together. He saw her picture. He wanted to hit. He hit. And at the end of the story. So Maurice is like, oh, did y'all work out together? So Ken gonna say, she's good at that working out. She be hurting me in the gym. And so they like, no training, no, never. And so Martell gonna ask them, who told you that we did? Another Scott? Talk about Tisha. And so Marcel gonna say, a little birdie told me. a little birdie told me you slid in her DM and you did some training. And so they was like, was there a DM? And like, yes, there was. So Ken says, oh, this is before me. Why are y'all doing this? And it says, this ain't your business. That's what Martell is telling them. He said, because she trained men too. He said, oh, so you don't read her DMs? They asking Ken that. Ken like, nah. So he was like, oh, heck no. So he said, so them DMs, are those DMs from 4 or 5 years ago? He said, they probably got deleted. He said, 4 or 5 years. He said, no, that couldn't have been then because 4 or 5 years ago, he was married. He ain't worked out with her when he was married. Oh my God. And then they go say, no, they was on a break. Martell and Melody was on a break. And so Ken gonna say, yeah, this was some years ago. She said she went to his crib and they worked out. And so Martell said, wait. Now, don't downplay me now. When it come to women, if I wanted to try it, I would say it. Now, he like, nah. I didn't try because I know I don't even think he said no offense. He just said it. He said, because she wasn't as bad then as she is now. And bad means good, like she looked good now. She didn't look that good back then. So bad is a good thing. So she didn't look bad back then like she do now. And he said, I saw her picture, thought she was cute. Like I do with all the other women. I think you're cute. I slide in your DMs. And if you are attracted to me, then I make that decision. That's what so he just said what he did with Trisha. Hello. I don't care what you say. You saw her picture, you liked her. You liked her body. She probably, I guess he's saying maybe she wasn't as toned yet. Whatever. So he like, oh, but no, I didn't try nothing. She came, now the story changing again. She came, she watched TV. I was cordial to her, and I don't know if she drunk some wine or not. That's it. Now the story has changed again. She's saying y'all did work out. You saying y'all didn't work out. So here go Ken. Ken, why are you even talking? You wasn't even there. You don't even know. Well, it's not a big deal because we talked about it because at first she didn't tell me. Because she cheated on you. That's why she never told you. You even brought it to her and she still ain't told you. Dumb. I'm sorry. Ken is in love. I'm sorry, Ken. But golly. And so he says, I can't be too mad because it was way back then, but I didn't like that she didn't tell me. Shut up, Ken. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be nice. Okay, Ken. Marceau in his confessional, he like, Ken is telling a story that he wasn't even there for. He said, I'm just going to have to believe what Martell say because, it is what it is. So he believes what Martell says. So Courtney says, Ken must really be in love because ain't no way. Exactly. That's why I like Courtney. Courtney, like, everything would have to be worked out at first before I even start getting this mess. Because, you're like, Ken is a good dude, I just hope everything works out. And that's what I'm going to miss about Courtney. He's the voice of reason amongst these lady boys. And so then Courtney like, all right, then y'all gotta go. I gotta go pick up my car. He about an old school, so he about to go pick up his car, his custom car, and he riding out. He ain't got time for this mess because his wife is on her way home. Hello. So, where am I? Hold on. Okay, Martha. Okay. So then Marceau asked Ken, I talked to Marquez, right? I talked to him, I talked to dude, right? And so Ken was like, oh yeah, can you tell me what y'all talked about? So he said, they were really married back then when they was like 19 years old. When I hired him to work at the movie theater I used to manage. And they're like, yeah, I didn't even believe they was married, but they was really married, So when he got mad, he left his family. I let him know, like, you left your family. So when he tried to come back, he mad that someone else stepped up. Ken stepped up. So Marcel was telling him, like, you need to go back to her and Ken, and you need to humble yourself because, you gave your family up, your kids, your wife. You can give your wife up, but don't give the kids up. So Ken says, that Marquez didn't even want her. He just don't want nobody else to want her. And he said, I keep telling Trish, I keep telling Trisha that he just want to hurt her. And they like, yeah, he want to hurt her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then he says that he's been in a situation like this before with a married woman. What? Kid, no. Why did you say that? So Martell in his confessional is like, okay, so Kid is a professional at being a side dude. I'm like, yes, he is. And so Marceau said, Kid is going to learn the hard way. You messing with another married woman? This is what you like to do, bruh. You like an unavailable woman. And so Maurice asks, only love is holding, something about love and holding on. And he said they must still love each other. Like, why are they still married? Boom, 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 boom. And Besties, I think that should be the name of the episode. Why are they still married? I do. And now that I'm thinking, this was not a bad episode. I'm glad we went back to Huntsville and got some of the men because the women is just and it just felt good. The men being messy too, but it just felt good to see a different scene. Because I'm not really enjoying St. Thomas. Ain't really seen nothing. All they're doing is going to eat and fussing and fighting. And they did the ATV, and I'm still perplexed about the ATV. And did the man take them up? Did they do it and we didn't see them ATVing, or was the ride up to the top? Was that the ride? I don't know. But that was the end of the episode, Besties. I'm gonna rate this week's episode. It was I'm gonna give it an 8, maybe an 8.5. It wasn't bad. It's time to leave St. Thomas. I'm ready to get back to Huntsville. I'm ready to go. Besties, let me know what you thought about this week's episode, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, Besties.